and this is what they're waiting for. An appearance on the balcony of Buckingham Palace, which has seen so many royal and national occasions in the past.
Here's a question that has royal watchers buzzing everywhere right now. How often does a single tiara become the center of so much discussion that it reportedly leaves a queen emotional and sparks endless debate across the internet? That is exactly what people have been talking about ever since Princess Kate stepped out wearing Princess Diana's famous Cambridge Lovers Knot tiara once again. This is not just another royal fashion headline. This is a story wrapped in history, symbolism, family memories, royal tradition, and years of public fascination. The moment Kate appeared wearing this legendary piece, social media lit up with reactions. Royal commentators started examining every detail. Fans began comparing photos from different generations, and discussions quickly turned from fashion to something much deeper. To many people, this wasn't simply about diamonds and pearls sparkling under palace lights. It felt like a powerful reminder of the past meeting the present in a very public way. And once you learn the remarkable story behind this tiara, you may never look at royal jewelry the same way again, because the Cambridge Lovers Knot is not just an expensive royal accessory. It carries decades of history, emotional connections, and memories attached to some of the most famous women ever to enter the royal family. Before we get into the emotional side of the story, let's talk about the tiara itself. According to jeweler Stephen Stone, the Cambridge Lovers Knot tiara is estimated to be worth around $135 million. Let that number sink in for a second. That is an astonishing amount of money for a single piece of jewelry. And some experts believe its true value could be even greater because of its royal history and cultural significance. After all, how do you place a price tag on something worn by women whose lives have fascinated the entire world? The diamonds alone are impressive, but the stories attached to them may be even more valuable. When Kate wears this tiara at a state banquet, she is not simply wearing jewelry. She is wearing a piece of royal history that has survived generations of change, celebration, controversy, and public attention. The origins of the tiara are just as fascinating as its value. The Cambridge Lovers Knot was created in 1913 by Garrard, the first official crown jeweler for Queen Mary. Even then, however, the design was inspired by something much older. Queen Mary based it on a headpiece that had belonged to her grandmother, Princess Augusta of Hesse. That original version is believed to be in a private collection today and has largely disappeared from public view, adding an extra layer of mystery to the story. Queen Mary admired the design so much that she made a dramatic decision to bring it back to life. Rather than starting from scratch, she reportedly had another treasured tiara from her collection, known as the Ladies of England tiara, dismantled so its materials could be used in creating the new piece. That decision alone shows how much importance she placed on preserving this particular design. The finished result was breathtaking. The tiara features 19 dazzling diamond arches, elegant lover's knot bows, and 19 dangling pear-shaped Baroque pearls that create its instantly recognizable appearance. Even among the royal family's enormous jewelry collection, this piece stands out because of its unique elegance and striking silhouette. But there was one problem. The tiara became almost as famous for its weight as it did for its beauty. Several reports over the years suggested that it could be uncomfortable to wear for long periods. Princess Diana herself was said to have experienced headaches while wearing it during lengthy royal engagements. Imagine attending a major international event while carrying a priceless piece of history on your head that also leaves you uncomfortable. That is dedication on a whole different level. Originally, the tiara included 19 upright pearls positioned above each diamond curve. Over time, those pearls were replaced with brilliant cut diamonds, helping create the version that people recognize today. The design evolved through the years, but it never lost the elegance and charm that made it famous. When Queen Mary passed away in 1953, the tiara was inherited by her granddaughter, Queen Elizabeth II. The Queen wore it on several occasions during the 1950s, but eventually she developed preferences for other pieces within the royal collection. As a result, the Cambridge Lovers Knot spent long periods tucked away in royal storage, waiting for its next chapter. That next chapter arrived in the form of Princess Diana, and from that moment on, the tiara's story changed forever. When people think of Diana, they often picture her compassion, grace, style, and ability to connect with ordinary people. The Cambridge Lover's Knot became one of the strongest visual symbols associated with her. It was more than jewelry. It became part of the image that millions of people around the world instantly recognized. In 1981, Queen Elizabeth II loaned the tiara to Diana as a wedding gift. Interestingly, Diana chose not to wear it on her wedding day. Instead, she selected the Spencer tiara, a treasured heirloom from her own family. That choice reflected her desire to carry a piece of her personal history into one of the biggest moments of her life. Even so, the Lover's Knot quickly became one of her favorite royal pieces. Despite reports about its weight and discomfort, Diana repeatedly chose it for important occasions. The design complemented her appearance perfectly and helped create some of the most memorable royal photographs ever taken. Everywhere Diana went, cameras followed. Photographers captured image after image of her wearing the famous tiara at banquets, diplomatic receptions, and royal events around the globe. Those pictures appeared in newspapers, magazines, and television broadcasts, helping cement the tiara's place in royal history forever. Over time, Diana alternated between the Lover's Knot and the Spencer tiara. Reports suggested she occasionally preferred the Spencer tiara because it was more comfortable, yet she continued returning to the Lover's Knot because of what it represented. It had become strongly connected to her role as Princess of Wales and to the public image she carried around the world. Then came one of the most difficult periods of her life. Following the divorce between Charles and Diana in 1996, the tiara was reportedly returned to Queen Elizabeth II. While Diana had worn it for years, it remained part of the royal collection and was connected to her role rather than belonging to her personally. Many people found that detail emotional. The tiara that had become so closely linked to Diana's public identity was no longer hers to wear. While she retained personal possessions and gifts, official royal items stayed with the institution. It's marked the end of an important chapter in her life. Just 1 year later, tragedy struck. Diana died in Paris on August 31st, 1997. Her passing shocked the world and left millions grieving. Following her death, the Cambridge Lover's Knot tiara largely disappeared from public view. It returned to storage and remained absent from major royal events for many years. For nearly 2 decades, the famous piece seemed frozen in time. Many people associated it so strongly with Diana that seeing someone else wear it might have felt strange. The tiara became almost like a preserved memory, quietly waiting for the right moment to return. That moment finally arrived in 2015 when Catherine, Princess of Wales, brought the historic piece back into the spotlight. With one appearance, a new generation began creating its own connection to the famous tiara. Yet this story is not only about jewelry. It is also about resilience, determination, and finding strength during life's most difficult moments. Kate last wore a tiara publicly in December 2023 at Buckingham Palace's annual diplomatic reception. Wearing Queen Mary's Lover's Knot tiara and a stunning pink sequined gown by Jenny Peckham, she looked elegant and confident as she greeted guests. At the time, it seemed like another successful royal engagement. Nobody could have predicted how dramatically the following months would unfold. Only a short time later, Kate revealed that she had been diagnosed with cancer, a development that shocked supporters around the world. As she underwent treatment, her public appearances became far less frequent. Royal events continued, state visits moved forward, and official schedules carried on. Yet one of the monarchy's most recognizable figures stepped away from the spotlight to focus on her recovery. During that period, the gowns remained in wardrobes, the tiaras remained stored away, and her priorities understandably shifted toward healing and family. Many supporters admired the courage she displayed during that chapter of her life. The woman who had so often been photographed wearing one of the royal family's most famous crowns was now facing a deeply personal challenge away from public view. It was a reminder that behind every royal title is a real person dealing with real struggles. Although Kate did not wear a tiara during the Qatar state visit in December 2024, her appearance still drew significant attention. She attended events welcoming the Emir of Qatar and his wife, demonstrating that she remained committed to her role even while navigating a difficult recovery. There was no glittering crown, no grand evening gown, and no dramatic royal display. Instead, she appeared in daytime attire, projecting quiet confidence and determination. That simplicity became part of the message itself. Without saying a word, she showed the public that she remained present, remained dedicated, and remained focused on moving forward. Even without the famous tiara, many people saw the same strength they had admired throughout her journey, proving she was still there, still resilient, still fighting, and still strong. What came after the cancer treatment was something Kate later admitted was far more challenging than many people realized. She explained that during treatment, she felt she had to remain strong and keep a brave face for everyone around her. But once that chapter ended, returning to everyday life proved much harder than expected. Those honest reflections gave people a rare glimpse into the reality behind the public image. Those comments came shortly before one of the most emotional royal appearances in recent years. On July 8, 2025, Kate attended a state banquet at Windsor Castle for French President Emmanuel Macron while wearing the famous Cambridge Lover's Knot tiara. The moment immediately caught the attention of royal watchers around the world. After spending much of 2024 away from public duties, her return to such a grand event felt significant. Guests and photographers instantly noticed the historic tiara. Dressed in a striking red Givenchy gown accented with diamonds, Kate appeared confident and elegant. For many observers, this was more than a glamorous appearance. It was the return of a woman who had overcome a difficult personal battle and stepped back into her public role with renewed strength. The symbolism continued with her choice of outfit. Kate paired the tiara with a red cape-style gown designed by Sarah Burton for Givenchy, the same designer who created her wedding dress. Many saw this as a meaningful full-circle moment in her journey. Without saying a word, her appearance seemed to tell a story of resilience, determination, and moving forward. Less than a year later, the tiara made another headline-grabbing appearance. On March 18, 2026, during the Nigerian state banquet, Kate wore the Lover's Knot for the first time that year. Once again, the choice sparked discussion among royal followers. She completed the look with a gown by Andrew Gien and earrings that once belonged to Queen Elizabeth II. The date also happened to fall on Mother's Day in Britain. Because of that, many royal commentators viewed the tiara choice as a possible tribute to both Diana and the late Queen. Whether intentional or not, the symbolism was difficult to ignore. This is why so many people continue asking the same question. Why does Kate choose this particular tiara so often? Out of all the jewels available in the royal collection, why repeatedly return to the one most closely linked to Princess Diana? The numbers tell part of the story. During nearly 15 years as a senior royal, Kate has worn 5 different tiaras, yet none have appeared more frequently than Queen Mary's Lover's Knot. By March 2026, she had reportedly worn it 15 times. That consistency suggests the choice carries meaning beyond style alone. Former royal butler Grant Harold believes there may be an emotional reason behind it. While he agrees the tiara suits Kate perfectly, he has suggested that her decision may also be connected to honoring Princess Diana's memory. According to Harold, Kate understands how important Diana remains to Prince William and may choose the tiara partly as a tribute. When William sees Kate wearing the Lover's Knot, many believe it may remind him of his mother. That possibility adds a deeply personal layer to what otherwise appears to be a simple fashion decision. The tiara becomes more than jewelry. It becomes a connection to family history and cherished memories. Harold has also noted that Kate has consistently found ways to honor Diana's legacy. Her engagement ring famously belonged to Diana, and Kate has spoken about feeling honored to wear it. Even though she never met Diana personally, many observers believe she has made a genuine effort to keep her memory present within the royal family. Originally created for Queen Mary of Teck, later associated with Diana, and now frequently worn by Kate, the Cambridge Lover's Knot has become a symbol that connects generations. Every appearance seems to carry echoes of the past while creating new memories in the present. And that brings us to the part of the story that has fueled intense discussion online. While many people view Kate's choice to wear Diana's favorite tiara as a touching tribute, there are ongoing reports and rumors suggesting that another key royal figure may have very different feelings about it. That figure, according to the speculation, is Queen Camilla. Picture the scene at Windsor Castle on March 18th, 2026. The British royal family was hosting a state banquet for the President and First Lady of Nigeria, bringing together tradition, diplomacy, and plenty of royal elegance. The event featured some of the most impressive jewels from the royal collection, with every appearance carefully watched by guests, photographers, and royal followers around the world. Queen Camilla arrived wearing the late Queen Elizabeth II's Belgian sapphire tiara. She paired it with Cartier bracelets that once belonged to the Queen Mother and a diamond serpent necklace connected to her grandmother, Sonia Keppel-Cubitt. It was a striking look that reflected royal history and personal family connections all at once. Camilla's appearance attracted attention, but another arrival soon became the center of discussion. Kate entered the banquet wearing the famous Cambridge Lover's Knot tiara, a piece forever linked to Princess Diana. Almost immediately, royal commentators and social media users began focusing on that choice. For years, reports and speculation have suggested occasional tensions between different members of the royal family. Some commentators claim that Kate's decision to wear one of the most recognizable tiaras in royal history reignited old discussions online. Whether those claims are accurate or not, the public reaction was impossible to ignore. Part of the reason is Diana's enduring popularity. Decades after her death, she remains one of the most admired figures in modern royal history. Every time Kate wears the Lover's Knot tiara, social media fills with comparison photos showing Diana and Kate wearing the same historic piece. Those images instantly bring memories of Diana back into public conversation. The tiara itself carries enormous historical significance. Dating back to 1913, Queen Mary's Lover's Knot has become one of the most recognizable jewels in the royal collection. While palace supporters often describe Kate's choice as a tribute to royal history and family continuity, many observers also see it as a reminder of Diana's lasting legacy. That is why the discussion surrounding the tiara continues year after year. To many people, it represents far more than fashion. It symbolizes memory, legacy, and the enduring connection between past and present generations of the royal family. Some royal commentators have suggested that this ongoing public fascination can create challenges for other members of the monarchy. Camilla has spent years building her own role as queen through public service, charitable work, and official duties. Yet conversations often return to Diana whenever the Lover's Knot tiara appears. That reality continues to fuel endless online debate. At its core, however, this story goes beyond personalities and headlines. It is really about legacy, identity, tradition, and the future direction of the monarchy. Every public appearance, every piece of jewelry, and every symbolic choice is examined for clues about what comes next. Since joining the royal family, Kate has worn several different tiaras. Among them are the Cartier Halo, the Lotus Flower Tiara, the Strathmore Rose Tiara, and the Cambridge Lover's Knot. In December 2025, she also debuted the Oriental Circlet during a German state banquet. The diamond-filled piece had not been seen publicly for decades, and immediately generated attention. Even with access to so many remarkable jewels, Kate repeatedly returns to the Lover's Knot. That consistency has led many royal watchers to believe the choice reflects more than personal style. It may also represent the image she hopes to project as a future queen. Former royal butler Grant Harold has noted that William and Kate's future monarchy will likely look different from previous generations. According to him, modern royals must balance tradition with a more contemporary approach. That their public image, including fashion choices, plays a role in communicating that message. The Lover's Knot connects the modern royal family to Diana's memory, while newer choices signal change and evolution. Together, those decisions help shape the story of the monarchy moving forward. Every tiara appearance becomes part of a larger narrative about continuity renewal, and public connection. At the center of that story remains Diana. Kate has previously spoken warmly about William's mother and once said, "We miss her every day." That simple statement revealed just how present Diana's memory remains within the family. When Kate wears the lover's knot tiara, many see it as a respectful tribute to that legacy. It links past and present, honors family history, and highlights her return to major royal events following significant health challenges. Whether viewed as tradition, remembrance, or symbolism, the tiara continues to tell a powerful story every time it appears. If you enjoyed this deep dive into royal history, symbolism, and palace traditions, be sure to leave a like and subscribe.